You thought falling was failure. Falling is not failure. Let me tell you something. The fall is part of the fight. You don't drown by falling in the water. You drown by staying there. You fall 7 times, you get up 8, because that 8th time, that's where your breakthrough is. Failure is not final. It's feedback for growth. Every time you fall, every time you stumble, life isn't telling you to stop. It's telling you to listen. It's giving you data, giving you insight, giving you the truth about what you missed, what you need to adjust, what you need to become. Most people see failure as the end, but it's never the end unless you decide to quit. The pain of failure is a teacher. And like any good teacher, it doesn't lie to you. It doesn't sugarcoat the truth. It exposes your weak points, your blind spots, your lack of preparation. It humbles you, yes, but it also positions you for a new level of growth. You don't grow when everything goes right. You grow when you're challenged, when you fall short, and when you realize that your best wasn't enough. Yet, you learn more in the fall than you ever will in the comfort zone. The question is, are you willing to pay attention? Are you willing to take that feedback and come back stronger, sharper, more focused? Most people reject failure because their pride can't handle it. But pride doesn't build greatness. Persistence does. Resilience is built through repeated comebacks. It's not something you're born with. It's something you earn in the dirt, in the dark, when no one's clapping for you, when no one believes in you, not even yourself. Every time you fall and get back up, you put another layer on your armor. You become stronger, not because life got easier, but because you refuse to stay down. Every comeback strengthens your mindset. Every setback becomes part of your foundation. People think resilience is some motivational slogan, but it's war. It's waking up broken, but still choosing to move forward. It's facing the same mountain every day and saying, I'm not leaving until I conquer this. Life doesn't hand out resilience, it demands it. It demands that you take control of your attitude when your circumstances are screaming collapse. And every time you come back, even a little stronger, even a little smarter, you prove to yourself that you're not fragile, that you don't fold under pressure, that you're built for the storm. That's where real confidence comes from. Not hype, not applause, but from knowing you've been hit and got up again without asking for permission or pity. Setbacks are sit-ups for greater comebacks. Life isn't trying to break you, it's trying to shape you. The storm you're in, the delay you're experiencing, the detour that threw you off, it's not designed to destroy your path. It's designed to strengthen your purpose. Most people panic in the setback because they only see what's missing, what's broken, what's not working. But the ones who rise see it differently. They see opportunity. They see hidden lessons. They see a reason to come back harder. The setback reveals what you were relying on, what you took for granted, and what you still need to build. It forces you to evaluate, to strip away the excuses, and to come back with focus. You don't level up in easy seasons. You rise when everything goes wrong, and you refuse to accept defeat as your final outcome. The setback is testing your commitment, your character, your hunger. It's asking, how bad do you really want it? Because the ones who make it don't just recover, they rebuild. They take the setback as fuel, not failure. They understand that behind every closed door is the pressure that produces something stronger, sharper, more powerful. True strength is rising when everything says stay down. It's not about how loud you roar when you're on top. It's about How quietly you grind when no one sees you, when everything hurts, when your back is against the wall and your mind is screaming, quit. That's the moment strength is born. Real power isn't found in your comfort zone. It's forged in the fire of adversity when nothing makes sense, when you're tired, broken, frustrated, and still choose to rise. It's easy to keep going when everything is aligned, but when the world turns its back, when progress disappears, when the people you trusted vanish and you still move forward. That's the kind of strength no one can teach you. That's the kind of resilience that can't be bought, only built. Rising in those moments is what separates the average from the unstoppable. The people who win in life aren't the ones who never get knocked down. They're the ones who refuse to stay there. They rise with pain in their chest, doubt in their minds, and weight on their shoulders. But they rise anyway, because giving up is not an option when you know what you're fighting for. Grit and consistency outweigh talent and luck. You don't need to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most gifted. You just need to be the one who refuses to stop. Talent fades without effort. Luck disappears without discipline. But grit, that unshakable drive to keep showing up, to keep pushing even when nothing is working, that's what builds empires. Consistency is the secret weapon most people overlook because it's not glamorous. It's not flashy. It doesn't get applause, but it gets results. Day after day, showing up when you don't feel like it, doing the work when it's boring, when it's painful, when there's no instant reward. That's how champions are made. The world is filled with talented people who gave up too soon. Don't be one of them. Be the person who didn't stop, who didn't fold, who didn't let emotions dictate effort. You don't have to win every day, but you have to show up every day. That quiet grind, that relentless focus, that daily pressure you put on yourself, it adds up. Over time, it becomes the thing that separates you from the rest, not because you were more gifted, but because you were more committed. Your purpose must be stronger than your pain. When life hits you hard, when the pressure feels unbearable, when the losses pile up and the wins feel distant, the only thing that will keep you moving is your why. Pain will make you want to quit. It will scream louder than logic, louder than motivation, louder than anything else in your life. But purpose, real, deep, personal purpose, that's what silences the noise. That's what pushes you through the storm when comfort is no longer an option. If your why isn't strong, your excuses will be. If your purpose is weak, your progress will be temporary. But when your reason is rooted in something bigger than the pain, something deeper than the setback, you tap into a different level. You stop asking for easy. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop folding when it gets tough because you're chasing something that matters more than how you feel in the moment. That's the difference between those who try and those who triumph. The pain is real, yes, but so is the purpose. And when the purpose burns hotter than the pain, quitting stops being a choice and pushing forward becomes the only path you've fallen. Maybe once, maybe 100 times. You've hit the floor so hard that it knocked the breath out of you. You've stared at the ceiling, wondering if it's even worth it anymore. You've heard the voices in your head whispering that maybe you're not built for this, that maybe the dream you've been chasing is too big, too far, too impossible. But let me remind you, the floor is not your home. The struggle is not your identity. The pain is not your future. You didn't come this far just to come this far. Everything you've been through, every sleepless night, every failure, every heartbreak, it wasn't the end, it was preparation. You fall 7 times, you rise 8 because you're not average. You're not here to live a life of almosts, of excuses, of regrets. You've got something in you that refuses to die, something louder than the pain, something deeper than the failure, something stronger than every obstacle that ever stood in your way. You've got fight. You've got resilience. You've got a fire that can't be taught, can't be faked, can't be stopped. And the truth is, if you fell 7 times, it means you were brave enough to try 7 times. Most people quit after the first. Most people never even start. But you kept going. You kept waking up, kept showing up, kept grinding even when no one was watching, even when no one clapped, even when the results were invisible. That's not weakness. That's power. That's the kind of discipline that changes lives, that builds legacies, that writes history. And yeah, it hurts. Growth hurts. Sacrifice hurts. But do you know what hurts more? Regret. Wishing you would have gotten back up one more time. Wondering what could have happened if you just tried again. Don't let that be your story. The comeback is always stronger than the setback, not because the fall wasn't painful, but because you refused to stay down. You used the pain as fuel. You used the fall as a foundation. You turned the setback into strength. Every bruise, every scar, every tear, it's proof that you didn't fold, that you didn't run, that you didn't accept average. You rose again and again and again. And every time you did, you became more than you were before. You became unbreakable. So now it's your move. You can stay on the ground, make excuses, let fear write your story, or you can rise one more time with all the pain, all the weight, all the pressure. Rise anyway, because the version of you that's waiting on the other side of this fight is stronger, wiser, hungrier, and more unstoppable than anything life throws at you. Fall 7 times, rise 8, and then keep rising, keep climbing, keep becoming. You're not finished. You're just getting started.